How's it going, everybody? It is Sunday, December 2nd, 2018. You are listening or watching Rom's over Baghdad. Thousands out this week, so we are down a person, and I'm going to try out this hosting thing, I guess, for today. Mary's here. Mary's back. Hello.
Hey. Yeah, I'm back. I went to a fort and saw somebody get married, somebody being my sister, and that was cool. And let me just say right away, there were little kids at the wedding, and one little boy in particular, he actually climbed onto the wall of the fort and was doing Fortnite dances because,
Perfect.
Yeah. And then the wedding planner who was there for the day started freaking out and he yelled at him to get down. It was great. It was
Fucking
hilarious.
DJ's here. How you doing, man?
Hi, I'm sadly unavailable to do any Fortnite dances, so don't even ask.
Does your contract
Although-
not include Fortnite dances?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, someone has to pay me on Fiverr to learn how to floss.
Okay, sure. All right. And yeah, I'm Jake. I actually did not play any video games. Like I know a lot of the time we're like, oh, I didn't play anything, but except for this and like this, but I didn't actually play anything. Like I went and I looked back. Steam was like the last time I played something was like a week and a half ago. So
Oh wow, so it's been a while.
it's been a little while. Work's been kind of crazy, and 3D printing has kind of destroyed all other hobbies for me currently.
You can fully talk about that though, because that's taken up a lot of your time this week.
Okay, how do I
Yeah.
fix this?
Okay, that is a
It just
big
started.
adjustment.
It just
What?
started doing layer shifting. I don't know why, and it's doing it in the same spot. It starts here. It'll do it on all my other tests. It'll start doing it here,
Like roughly that layer.
but about here. It's either this shift or this shift that shows up on all of mine on this model. And I tried a different G code file. I haven't tried running it directly off of the SD card yet, but then it goes up to here, and then it goes multiple layers shift
Wow.
in a row, not just
Yeah,
one and then
that's
more,
crazy.
but then it's like a bunch.
Can you like get that right next to your camera so I can see like the intricacies and the bottom
Like-
section as well? Oh yeah, like the bottom section has like 2 shifts.
There's
Yeah.
some small ones, yeah. I don't know why
Yeah,
it started. It
that's
just
crazy.
randomly started doing this, and I'm not very happy about it because it should look like this.
Oh, okay, so the top section does have like some little bowing out
Yeah.
business.
So
Go back to the first one.
I started printing this when I was away from my house, and it
Yeah.
apparently did this, and then somehow snagged on the nozzle. There's a big gloop right there. And then
Yeah.
it knocked this off the plate. So when I got back to my house, there was just a big nest of extruded plastic just sitting there.
That
This big
happens.
bundle. Yeah.
Yep.
So thankfully the PLA is cheap, and I'm just kind of put 3D printing down for the weekend. I was just like, no, I tried a bunch of stuff. This is extremely frustrating, and I have to figure out what's wrong with that.
That's interesting. Could
Like,
there be
what's
anything
funny
loose?
is I printed the left version of this. The reason I don't just use this is because it's supposed to have threads on the bottom, and they broke
Uh-huh.
off. They broke
Yeah, yeah.
off. So because my infill was not high enough, so I was like, oh well, I'll just print another
Ah.
one, and I printed off a left one, no problems. Took about 4 hours, whatever, big deal. And then I was like, okay, cool, that one came out fine, and so I started up another right one, and then it started doing this.
Right. I don't really have help for you. That seems like a software thing though. Have you like flashed out your firmware and reset all of that stuff?
I flashed the
I don't
I
know
flashed the
on the
firmware,
printer.
and then I printed the left one, and that worked fine. And I printed multiple other things before that happened.
Huh.
So-
Yeah.
Not sure.
Because that doesn't seem like a hardware thing. Because if it were a hardware thing, then it would just be like going all over the fucking place. It wouldn't be always those couple of layers where it would suddenly frame shift.
Yeah. So I don't know. Been looking around on the internet. People are like, make sure your belts are tight. I'm like, belts are tight. Nothing's Nothing's going weird there, so I don't know, and that's not very good because there's not a whole lot of results on how to fix that on the internet that aren't just like
Yeah,
make
but
sure your
one-
belts aren't tight or make sure your belts aren't loose.
But like, if your belts were loose or something, you'd find layer shifting all the way through that whole thing, not just like
Yeah,
two, and then it'd be totally fine for most of the way.
and then it does it
It would be
again
like
for a whole bunch,
constant
and then it
shifting.
keeps, and then
Yeah.
it works fine from there.
But like that top one seems like it's so drastic that it's got to be something weird in the software or
Well, that's the
layer
thing.
processing.
I tried making a brand new G code file and sent it over and printed it, and it happened again, same spot. So,
And different. Have you tried different prints?
like, what do you mean?
Could it be like the STL file or whatever that you're inputting inside it? It's the G code file, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I've
yeah,
got to
I was
try some
wondering.
other
Yeah.
things.
Try another print, just a completely different model to print and see if it still does something.
Okay, yeah, I can do that because these are handles for an Oculus Rift controller, and
Right.
for like Beat Saber, because yeah, turns out touch controllers don't lend themselves very well to swinging around as swords. And they have a threaded bit on the bottom of them because it comes with this cup that you put a C-cell battery into for weight, so it's balanced.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's smart.
and I tightened it down
That's
too
really
much,
cool.
and it busted the end off. But the cap is about, definitely goes past that first point. Like it's tall enough where it would go past that first shift point. So
Mhm.
I'll probably run one of those. Using one of my small rolls of PLA that I bought. Bought some colors. They're like super cheap. They're like
Oh, you got
they're
colors.
$10 a roll, but it was like their little rolls are like 500 grams instead of a 1 kilogram roll.
That's pretty cheap.
So that was like $12. Still,
Man, I wish I could get that. That's cheap.
who knows? I don't know if it's good or not. The ratings on Amazon said the filament was good. So that's been the 3D printing minute. Having a rough time. having a rough time in 3D printing land.
That's sucky. Well, I guess I can also put in my issues with 3D printing because mine totally failed as well
Oh, awesome!
at work.
Mm,
Yeah,
Catastrophically
so
like
mine,
this.
kind of, because it's like totally It's not totally busted the printer, but it's going to make my print way less reliable. So I have a little box that I make for work, and it takes about 23 hours to print because I need like high infill and slow speed for accuracy.
Right.
I noticed the bed temperature reached its point of like 100 C, and then I dropped it down to go down to 70, because that's usually what I like to print my ABS at. And then like it just kept dropping down lower than 70, and the software was like not picking it up.
That's not good.
Yeah. Turns out the bed has a thermistor, and the thermistor's working because if I jam a heat gun on it and just heat it up myself, I can naturally see the temperature changing in the software on the computer. So thermistor's working, but web forums were saying, because this Roblox automaker has a forum, and it's like either the cable is busted inside the cable chain, or the safety fuse is completely blown. So I think it's more likely the safety fuse, and that's like underneath a shit ton of heat sink grease underneath the
great.
bed, which I saw once. So I saw it once, and it's going to be a messy as fuck effort to try and clean it, let alone just to get to the fuse to test it as well.
Right.
So yeah, that's my issue.
That was the main reason I flashed the firmware on mine, because it didn't have thermal runaway protection turned on the firmware.
Oh,
So I just went and I got the whatever's like the unified 3D printer software. It runs on Marlin. I don't know if you know what that is.
nope.
Kind of a firmware that a lot of different 3D printers use, like Chinese kits use those.
Right.
So had to get an Arduino out and like hook it onto like headers on the board to flash a bootloader to it first, because it doesn't come with a bootloader.
Nice.
And then I'd use the Arduino again to flash the firmware on there. But then I did the test where you unplug the thermistor and you run it. You try to get it the speed, and in like a minute it says, "Oh hey, no, thermal runaway protection enabled. Please reset." I'm like, sweet. Now I'm comfortable with running these things overnight, not possibly burning my house down. And then
Right,
it changed
like-
it changed up the UI and like the order of stuff in the menus, and I'd gotten used to the stock firmware. I'm like,
Yeah,
thinking through
I
shit
had-
and
Yeah, same thing with me. I had like my software is like a pretty nice routine system
Mhm.
to use. So it automatically has thermal runaway, stuff watching out. If the like head temperature gets too hot, it like automatically stops. Same with it, like it notices if it's like not extruding appropriately as well, like if stuff's like not going through, or if it's got enough sensors to pause a build, thankfully, so it doesn't go fucking crazy. But yeah, it's just it's died and it's going to be annoying. Hopefully I can fix it. If not, we might be looking at spending like another £800
Oof.
to get one.
Jeez.
3D printers with like easy ass use case software and some more reliability costs quite a bit. Like those Ultimakers, a company that we work with suggested like, hey, get an Ultimaker 2 Plus. That's it. And like we were like, yeah, that sounds good. And it's like £1,500. And then the Ultimaker 2 Go, which is like smaller than the one we're even using now, is like 1,300. And
Jesus.
that's like useless to us. It's just like brand and ease of use is what you're spending your money on.
Okay, sure. The one I have is the
Yeah.
the Ender 3 is a kit, and when it works well. Like the prints that
Yeah,
cloud look
exactly.
great, but having some weird issues at the moment with that. So, and that was only like $240.
Yeah, I think 3D printing's great. It's not. It's like it's in the second generation of VR. Let's say, considering VR's like in its first generation, just
Okay.
about to end its second, just
Sure.
about to get into the second phase where things have gotten cheaper. You can get kits which do pretty much the same job. There's lots of third-party stuff which you can totally use with it. And then there's the high-end tier which professionals can use, like your HoloLenses, your Vive Pros, those sorts of things. So yeah,
Your
it's
magic
like Gen 2.
magic leap.
Yeah, I was about to say Magic Leap,
Magic Leap,
but I didn't
sure.
want to. Yeah.
So yeah, I think once it gets to the next step, maybe next year, hopefully at CES or something. I remember seeing one which prints like it has a tray of liquid filament at the bottom,
It's
and then it uses something to like pull it up. It's great.
DLP, I believe, is the style of printer for that.
Something like
And it's
that.
like, but it uses like resin, and it's like toxic vapors
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that
and
stuff's
they're-
really cool.
and they're super finicky, but they the prints that they make are really detailed and nice.
Yeah, the Adidas 4D Futurecraft. I think it needs to. It might not need to be Futurecraft. Their soles are actually printed with those in
Oh,
like
that's cool.
triangular shapes and stuff. Yeah, it's really weird and cool. It's what makes those shoes ridiculously expensive and limited because they have to print each sole. But yeah, that's cool.
All right, well that has been the 3D printing. How long have we been going? Too long talking about 3D printing.
10 minutes.
Sorry. What video games did you guys play? DJ, you played Far Cry 5. You're a little late on the Far Cry.
Yeah.
What's going on with Far Cry?
I saw a lot of it too.
Yeah. Me and Popcans have been playing Far Cry 5. I've been streaming it on this channel, the Rums Over Baghdad Twitch channel. So you can see part 1 and part 2
You got
played.
us 4 followers. I'm looking at the list here.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, It's an interesting game. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say it's a really shitty co-op thing, if only for the fact that there's lots of like host and guest functionalities. So you know how you can have people in your crew, like you can have the guy in the plane, or you can have the dog, or Peaches, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The
Peaches,
host
yeah.
gets, yeah, the host controls them. So like Popcans can't control them because I'm the host. So I have to remember to make sure that they attack things and whatnot, or else they just float about in the air and whatnot. We haven't got Peaches yet, by the way.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
We should do, but yeah.
Yeah, get him right away.
I went into your chat and I was like, yo, you guys go get Peaches, and you guys were about to go with the dog, and then you guys went and got the dog, and I just left. I'm like,
I assumed you left.
I'm done.
I wasn't sure. The dog was in the direction of where we were meant to go story-wise. But yeah, like the biggest sin that games co-op has is the host's progress stays, but Popcan's mission progress doesn't. So any mission we do, and I think stuff like any prepper stashes we complete and whatnot, Popcans doesn't get that in his actual game. So he has to redo everything essentially.
Yep.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
which is
right.
really dumb. Yeah. So we made the agreement of Pubcans knew that I probably was never going to play this game again after we played it. So he might. So that's why I'm the host. And like ammo costs a fuck ton of money in that game. Like it constantly eats up almost all my money, especially when you do when you're forced to do story missions and they take all your guns away, including all your ammo. So you're just like, well, guess I gotta buy all this back.
They don't give you the ammo back?
Nope. No,
That's
they
a
don't even give
terrible
your
design.
guns back. It's pretty early in the game, but you get like they have this really interesting feature of like the guys are just like, you hit them with the bliss bullets. You only need one, and they'll get them good. And like they just lace the bullets with their like heroin, and you just get heroined out, and that's how they capture you. They do it like twice, and they steal your guns and your bullets and like everything you own. So like you have to pick up a pistol or a pipe or something and escape that way. But there's no like handy bag at the exit that's like, here's all your shit.
Here's all your stuff.
Pick it up.
Yeah. Not like a Foot Locker or something.
Right, exactly. Like labeled with your name. So yeah, it essentially ends up being you escape and then go to a base, to the gun store. The guns you can get, anything you've previously bought you can get for free again. So that's fine. But still,
or if the person you're playing with has unlocked it and they drop it for you and you pick it up.
Oh right.
Yeah, like in 4 and 3. So if somebody has the DLC guns,
right,
and it's like, I don't have the DLC guns, they go equip it, they drop it on the ground, you pick it up, and you have it on your account, and you can just go get them from the store from that point.
Wow, it unlocks.
That's crazy.
I forget it unlocks.
It unlocks it, yeah. Because I was playing Far Cry 3 with a friend of ours, and he had some of the... I think he bought some bundle like a year after it came out that came with all the DLC guns or some shit. And I was like, dude, drop that on the ground. I want to see if it unlocks for me. And he dropped it. I picked it up, and then I set it down and I equipped my own version of it. I was like, hey, perfect. So those games behave weirdly with guns and unlocking stuff.
Yeah, that's weird that they allow that. Like, how are they going to get, like, I don't know. That's crazy.
I mean, 'cause that's an edge case. They probably know that's possible, but
I mean, I guess they figure if you're playing co-op, you got somebody else to buy another copy of the game.
One of those two people bought something that got them the DLC. Yeah, so don't think they're too worried about it. Most of those guns kind of suck anyways. There was only like one that was any good, so.
Yeah, I've been rocking a sniper rifle and assault rifle combo. Although I might change to shotgun to see how satisfying it is, to see if you can blow fools away.
I used the break action rifle with a red dot sight on it because it fires 45-70, which is a huge round. It's giant. But got it all tacked out, had a rail and shit on it, like this Western cowboy rifle. It's got like all this modern shit on it.
The upgrades cost quite a bit as well. Like doing the prepper stashes, because that's what I've been mostly doing, is so there's no like story missions obvious. There's no like obvious highlighted yellow mission of like do this. This is gonna advance the story. It's like you go into the zone. There's some main missions in and of itself, but by and large, it's like, hey, just do whatever. Do all of these missions. Some of them may be side missions that do nothing for you. Some of them may just like unlock a cool truck. Who knows?
Oh
But
yeah,
other than
cool
that,
truck.
yeah,
I like cool truck.
cool trucks. Yeah. Um. Other than that, like we've just been roaming around doing prepper stashes and whatnot because they get you money. And I bought this thing where you can pick locks, so it's helped a hell of a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like half of what I saw you doing is like, oh, no locks for me to pick here. Oh, I found a lock to pick. Just yelling that out to pop cans.
Yep, because usually it has some monies inside it. Yeah, it's still a fun game. Yesterday we spent like 40 minutes. That's a lie. That's an exaggeration. A long time stuck on a plane mission, which wasn't worth
Okay,
as
wait.
much.
Were you stuck, or were you deliberately crashing and had to keep doing it over and over again?
Part crashing because I was going into the like bomb vision where you look down vertical bird's eye view, and like I keep doing the thing of like holding down W or like putting the plane like that, so when I get back to normal vision I'm like that just
That's not
hit
good.
the floor or something. So yeah, like I'm not used to it at all. Also like it's like, hey, destroy 3 convoys, and like one convoy rips like 80% of your plane's health, and then like you have to then take 2 attack planes that are coming after you, and they also rip your health apart as well. So it's like it really screws you up. Only until like the 4th or 5th try that we tried did like someone on the
Did you you know that the planes repair, right? You can repair them in the air. I'm pretty sure you can
we
repair 'em in
didn't
the
have
air.
any repair upgrades.
Oh.
Yeah, that's an upgrade. If you're in a vehicle, you can repair it or something. It's a perk upgrade, which we only noticed ages ago. But like someone on the radio was just like, "Hey, if your plane's banged up, just come back. We got a bunch of them in the hangar." And it's just like, "What? Why have you got? Like, why are you admitting you've got like 20 of these or something?"
It's a video game, man. Come on back to the hangar. We got another
Yeah.
one for you. It's all right. So that wouldn't end the
It was
mission.
silly.
You would just go land and get a new one.
No. Yeah, so because like we had done 2 of the convoys and this plane was basically about to be on fire. So I was like, hey, let's just test it out. Let's just go back and see if it'll work if we get out of this plane or not. And it totally was fine. So we just changed planes a couple times. And that's eventually how we did it.
That
It's dumb.
seems kind of shitty, but
Yeah, whatever. It meant having to go back to the landing pad every time, annoyingly.
Yeah,
But it
that
was,
just sounds like a pain in the ass.
yeah, it worked though. I still think the game's cool. It's fun. It's really fun when animals just out of the blue attack pop cans and he freaks out.
He yells a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like in that game, like in the map world, I assume it dies down at some points, but like shit's just popping off left and right. Like
it doesn't
no
die
matter
down.
how, you don't drive far.
It's
Okay.
just there's just constantly shit happening in that game. Like
Yeah.
I put several hours in both single player and co-op, and shit just constantly is happening. Like you pull over and start shooting at some guys, and all of a sudden the truck will drive by, hit a rock, do a flip, explode, and then like a barrel run out and like, start attacking somebody, and then the rebels will show up, or not rebels, the resistance or whatever the fuck will show up, and And the helicopter come
Yeah,
by and stuff's blowing
yeah,
up, and
like
you're
a
just like, what
plane
the
will just
fuck is
start
going
coming by.
on? Yeah.
It's also a pain in the ass because like you have to talk to people to like continue stuff or like get info for prepper stashes, and people are constantly in conflict. It's just like,
Yeah.
hurry up, stop this shit so I can actually talk to you.
You. I'm guessing you're not bringing into that kind of open world jank in Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man, no. Thankfully, because it's a single player. Yeah, we just finished up saying Puppyhands and me found a bunch more like jank yesterday as well. Like, there's a lot of instanced jank of
In a
like
Far Cry game.
there was a dog. Yeah, like we found a dog at one of the farms, and like you can pet it. But in my game, it was in one position, and in Popcan's game, it was like 10 or 12 steps to my right. So every time Popcans would pet it on his thing, his player would warp to the dog on my screen
Oh wow.
and then like warp back. It was really dumb. And then like Popcans wanted to test shooting the dog, so he shot it enough times that it died, and then like it totally warped on his screen to where it was for me. Like there's lots of little bits of weird instanced jank. There was a mission that Popcans just couldn't see, like a guy talking, like Testy Festy, I think, where you have to grab, you have to grab the car and the cooking wagon back to the camp. Yeah, Popcans couldn't see the guy talking. He couldn't see like the barn or anything, and like he couldn't see the car at all. So like on his screen, I was just like standing in midair or like driving in midair. Um, couldn't get in the car or anything. It was dumb.
That sounds broken. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Have you seen any
it's
of
totally
the
playable and fine.
any like physics bugs with the vehicles yet?
No, not
'Cause
yet.
I had one. It's a clip on my Twitch channel. Me and one of our friends, we were playing, and we were driving in this truck. He gets out, and then I'm kind of looking around for a sec, and then I get out, and as I'm getting out, the car just decides, hey, I'm just gonna start doing 360s at warp speed.
oh wow.
Right, I did see
So my
this, yeah.
screen spins around a whole bunch, but I'm in the animation of getting out of the car. So I do like 360, and then I'm out of the car, and then the car just goes like off into the distance and hits a tree, gets like stuck in the tree. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, I remember when it launched, a bunch of that shit was happening. Sadly,
Yeah,
I
it was
think
awesome.
they fixed it.
Or you could like
Sadly, I think they fixed it.
drive like an ATV into the back of one of those like cargo trucks, because you can bring the door down in the back.
Yeah.
And the door just like clips through it, and usually that results in the truck like starting to float and like freak out, and then eventually smash into the ground and blow up.
That's great. I haven't tried any physicsy bullshit yet.
No, there's lots of physicsy bullshit to witness in that game.
One query, because Popcan's tried this and I haven't tried the wingsuit yet. Do you have to then parachute out of the wingsuit again? Because at one point,
Yes.
Popcans was using the wingsuit, and like I think he just floated down to his death, like in full wingsuit.
Yeah, you can't
squirrel
land.
style.
You cannot just like land. You have to
That's
parachute.
what he thought he could do. Okay, it's a good tip to know. Speaking of flying squirrel style, Spider-Man is still pretty good. I tried to like finish it today, and I spent like 2 hours or so, and I'm still not done. Whoever said like, "Hey, you can mainline the story in like a couple hours," is a goddamn liar. So I did like 6 missions, and they took like 20 minutes each or so, and like they moved that progress bar like 3% each time.
Fuck.
It's a long thing. It's still fun and it's really interesting. It takes some fun story turns. And it's really fun to see like a 28-ish year old Peter Parker and Mary Jane. It's a nice story as well that I haven't seen before, in regards to like this devil's breath stuff and like Aunt May, Peter Parker, working at this feast helping center and whatnot. I feel like I've seen Mary Jane working at the Daily Bugle before, but yeah, it's fun seeing everyone at these like advanced stages compared to the um
High school anime
yeah,
hijinks.
cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun seeing that progression. And I'm still trying to like platinum it and like again, the people saying like, "Oh yeah, don't force your way to do all this side stuff. Just do the game naturally, and you'll do that along the way." They're also lying because there's so much fucking side stuff. I'm still trying to do it, and I've dedicated a lot of like some of my play sessions to be like, okay, I'm just gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do all the backpacks. I'm gonna do the landmarks or the black cat stuff. Um, and I've done almost all of that stuff, and there's still like 4 or 5 Sable outposts. There's like 4 side missions. Yeah, so like there's still a lot for me to do, and I still think I'll finish that game and still have to do more side stuff. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I like the whole package. I'm surprised I'm still playing it. So it is money well spent if you can get it, even like $50. I still think it's a good enough game for $50.
Gotta have a
But yeah,
PlayStation first.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
the only Black Friday deal for Spider-Man I saw was the bundle with the PS4, and I already have one.
right.
So I just wanted the game, but no.
Yeah. You should look because every so often there's like eBay doing like, hey, 15% off any purchase or
Sure,
20%
sure.
off any purchase. Because that's kind of what I did is it was a side thing, but I had a voucher for £10. So I bought an auction that ended for like £35 and then used that voucher for £25. But auctions are generally ending quite a lot cheaper than the retail price of that game.
Yeah, I should get around to doing that. I also didn't bother because spending for the wedding was so fucking expensive anyway, just
Right.
having to travel and stuff. And now I have to buy Christmas presents for everybody else. So,
Yay.
yeah. You
Thankfully,
think you're
that's not
gonna do you think you're
sorry.
gonna get any of the DLC for Spider-Man?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to it to be honest. I think one is a black cat thing, or no. It's it's a lady. I think it's
It's Black Cat, I'm pretty
Catwoman.
sure. Or
It could be Catwoman.
no, Catwoman is
No.
Batman.
Shh. Okay. Okay. It's not Catwoman. Okay. It is Black Cat then.
Get it right.
Yeah. It. I'm sorry. Yeah, that Black Cat stuff also ends with like you haven't seen the last of me or something along those lines. So yeah,
Of course
it
it
makes
hasn't. It's a
sense.
fucking comic book
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's some story stuff like even now where I can see that if they wanted to make a Spider-Man 2, they totally could. Uh, I'll just leave it at that story-wise because I'm sure at least Mary wants to still play this game. Um, even though that's like,
Nah.
No, I
nah,
totally
he wants to.
do.
Yeah. Hint Fisk is in this game. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, he's literally the first guy you beat.
Oh,
So that's
well,
not really a spoiler whatsoever. But yeah, it's fun, and I like how they expand on this world, and they don't make swinging around the world too much a pain in the ass. I haven't really fast
I would
traveled
hope
much.
not.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
that seems to be like the big thing about the game, and I would hope that would not suck.
yeah, that and the combat. It's like it's like a very fast-paced Assassin's Creed game, let's say, with what's a Shadow of War? It's like a way better Shadow of War without the Nemesis system. Instead of nemesis, you have evil people, evil doers.
How is that better? how is not having the Nemesis system
Because
better?
you have cool people like Fisk and um, Electra, yeah, the Shocker, the Shocker.
Okay.
I was thinking of Electra.
They sound really, really cool.
Yeah, that
Right.
sounds
You can
super
remember
awesome
them
and
right
cool.
away.
Very
Yeah.
notable Spider-Man characters.
Yeah, I'm also trying to avoid names so that like Mary or anyone else.
Well, I know
You
that the
know,
whole
they might.
point is like the Sinister Six and
Okay,
stuff.
yeah,
So whatever.
yeah, yes, they do feature.
Must spoilers.
And it's yeah, sorry. And again, as I mentioned before, like this, the sneaky stuff is not too bad. It's involving Mary Jane and whatnot whenever they have their segments. They're a bit slow, and it's like it'd be a lot funner if you were Spider-Man doing this, but then it also makes sense because Spider-Man would just fight all these people instead of try and sneak around.
True.
But again, it's not coded so that it's a pain in the ass to do. I haven't been sort of stuck in areas.
So you don't find
It's
yourself
quite
going.
straightforward.
You don't find yourself going, boy, this would be a lot more fun if I was Spider-Man in this Spider-Man game.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a nice change of pace, at least, and it helps with plot progression quite a lot.
Okay.
Especially for some examples of like Mary Jane stuck in Union Square. I think that's the place. No, it's Penn State. Penn Station, is that it in New York? The train
It's
station.
Union Station.
Union Station, something like
Grand
that.
Central? I don't
Grand
fucking
Central.
know. I'm
It's
not a
one
New
of
York.
those places. Mary Jane is stuck there, captured as like a hostage. And she's got to try and help all these civilians out. And she's like talking to Spider-Man, who's like on another mission. And you've like started that sequence with Spider-Man. And then it's like flash to Mary Jane. And then like you're constantly in communication with Spider-Man to the one point where he like starts showing up and helps her out and whatnot. Like Mary Jane like paints targets essentially, like, hey, take this guy out next so I can move forward. And then like you just see Spider-Man zip down and like sneaky steal that guy. It's kind of fun and cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's a very good game. It'll definitely be in like a top 5 of mine for this year at least.
I think that's gonna be the case for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And like it's not waned my interests. Let's say it's not like too long in the tooth or something like that. It's not getting to me. It probably will if I'm still playing that story by like next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it's just making me more excited for Welcome to the Spider-Verse, the film that's coming out in
Oh,
like 2 weeks, maybe next week.
okay.
Animated film. Everyone should watch it because it looks very good and seems like critics are very much enjoying it.
All right, man. Did you play anything else?
I can't remember. I was playing some Bang Dream. There's the Christmas update that's occurred. Yeah. It's all
Yep.
Christmassy in there. Everyone's got their
Yeah.
warm outfits. The music's changed to be all jingly.
Yeah, they added jingle bells to the background
Uh-huh.
music because that's how you make it Christmassy.
Yep. There's a new gacha rolling in. It's a Christmas gacha. I don't think I'm gonna get it because their like outfits aren't very like Christmassy. Like not even one of them is like a Santa Claus or like a Mrs. Claus. They're all like
Really? I
no,
gotta
they're
look
like
now.
they're Christmas themed. They're all reddish and like they've got some jingly business going on, but like one of them's got a fucking beret on, and it's like,
Oh,
Mm,
great.
yeah, like French Christmas. Like that ain't it.
that's super lame. I guess I
Yeah.
don't feel so bad about missing out on that gotcha then because I got totally scammed and spent all my jewels on the step up gotcha because they were like, oh, these exclusive Christmas stickers that you can only get right now if you spend money on this. And then
Right.
the actual Christmas gotcha came out and I got fucked. That's my bad.
To phrase it, in their like press release, they phrased it of like, hey, Black Friday, we're going to have the star deal. And then for Cyber Monday, we're going to have the step up gacha, as if to say, like, it's only going to be on Cyber Monday. So that's how Mary got.
Yeah, and I didn't actually buy more gems, even though they're on super discount, because I'm trying to be good because we had to spend a bunch of money, and I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on phone games. But I don't know. She has like poinsettias or however the fuck you say that Christmas flower name in her hair. That's Christmassy.
Oh,
The
I'm gonna
Saya
have to
card.
post it somewhere, by the way, so people can look. Because I'm not going to look at Bandori Party. Or that. That's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You
Yeah.
can kind of see. But yeah, I'm playing that too still. It's I don't know. They need to add some more stuff to that game because I'm kind of getting tired of just the events are all the same. They're just rotating through the different types. It's fine, but what
Have you not noticed that when you have a 50 note or higher note streak that they have a new like position on the band page or whatever? They don't jump like they'll have like their arms up in the air, or like one will be like permanently jumping in the air to like note that you've got a 50 note streak or more. It's weird. I only noticed it like a couple days ago.
I'm gonna have to pay attention, but also I turned a lot of the effects in the game off, so maybe that's why I didn't see it. But yeah, if I have a 50 combo going, I'm looking at the fucking notes scrolling down the screen, making sure I don't mess it up. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to stick with it so that I get all the 3-star event people. Even that's now of a struggle for me
Yeah,
because
me too.
there's nothing that they're adding that's crazy cool at this point in time. Maybe I think I'm just gonna go through the motions and save as many stars that I can for that Persona event. That's probably gonna be in like
Yeah.
8 months' time.
Yeah, I know we're like a year behind on this game
Right.
from the Japanese version, so it'll be a while, but yeah, may as well.
You see, they have 2 summer events, I think, or maybe 2 Halloween events. Either way, you should look at Bandori.party/events and some of the more recent Japanese events, because remember that time when you tried selling me on this and like they were like, hey, they're dressed more appropriately than
Yeah.
Cinderella girls. Yeah, that changes. That very much changes.
Great. Well,
They go
great.
full sultry. Like even fucking the last event or maybe this event, I think the 3-star card like has her on all fours and it's just her butt is like the main thing on the card.
Great.
Which is
Great.
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 Yeah. It's perfect.
I drew that syringe card, by the way. Like I think her name
Awesome.
is Akko. Yeah, where she has the syringe and there's fluid coming out of the top,
God,
and it's
I want
yeah,
that one.
it's the worst. It's the
It's
fucking
the
worst.
best.
I'm sorry.
It is something, but
Yeah.
it is definitely not the best. Did you play anything else? Did you play any other real video games?
Hey.
I guess I'll end it with I did actually spend some money in a phone game at one point, but it was like £3. It's on Egg Inc. That very old tapper or whatever. The one that caused controversy recently about the like Californian wildfires. I was just gonna say Canadian wildfires. They had an event or a contract where like it said something along of wildfires, and it was just like create enough water balloon eggs to help stop
Oh
the
God.
wildfires and stuff. And it was like, oh, it's bad timing right as that shit was going on. Like right,
And like
Little bit,
hundreds
little
of people died.
bad taste.
yeah, it was
Entire city wiped off the
real
map.
bad.
Just,
Yeah,
oops.
it was bad timing. So I gave those guys money. But it was like again £3 because they have this rolling fund piggy bank thing where every time you level up something or research something, it gives you a gold egg in this piggy bank. And then like the baseline for the piggy bank is like $4, maybe $4.50. But you can cash that in whenever, so you can keep researching and stuff. And like I've been doing that on and off for a year, so like 16,000 gold eggs or something like £30 or something like that. Whereas my piggy bank was at like 120,000 gold eggs for like £3. So I was like, that's a decent enough time to invest in. I think I'm getting my money's worth. And like that's massively helped me get to the next 2 egg step ups and stuff like that. And
How
get
much
a
of that
lot
money
of
are they
premium.
donating to the California Wildlife or Wildfire Funds?
I forget the news story. I can look it up and put it in the chat. But they, after like a day of like Twitter
They're like, oops.
outrage and whatnot, yep, they directly said oops, and like they put in a massive donation. And I'm not sure if they said like X amount of our funds during this week will go to the charities or whatever.
Okay, so was
I
this
don't
just like a random event that is like a pre-programmed thing that just happened to come up now?
I don't think so.
Or this was
I think they were literally
Fuck.
trying to play on it
Yeah,
and didn't
no.
realize it was gonna get bad.
Fucking
Again, guys,
mobile
it's
games
a mediocre clicker, but it allows you to hold
that
down
you
the
spent
button
money
so you
on.
never have to click. Yeah, £3. I've spent like £25 on Bang Dream.
I'm sorry.
Mary, I want to hear about your VR adventures.
Okay. After the wedding, my little brother came over to my house just because he has to drive like a super long distance back to where he lives. So he took a break here, a little pit stop. We went and got Tex-Mex, and then we played a bunch of VR together. He was not a fan of Beat Saber.
What?
I asked, yeah, no, I'm like, it's fun. What's your problem? And he's like, I don't like stuff flying at my face. So that was his reasoning.
It's not real.
Yeah, I know. He did not enjoy shit flying at him that he had to take care of, I guess.
No one does.
Even though it's not really that threatening. It's not like they're like zombie faces flying at. And then he wanted to play like a shooting gallery game too. And I'm like, you realize that's exactly what that shit is. And also, I don't own any shooting games whatsoever. I realized after I loaded up my VR library. Oops.
No, I think Robo Recall's the only one I have, and that's like a pack-in game for me.
That one's also supposedly the best one too for like that style of light gun kind of thing. So we messed around with Floor Plan, which is like an adventure game, puzzle game where you're stuck in an elevator. He beat all that. That was kind of fun. And I remembered most of the puzzle solutions when he got stuck. We also messed around a lot in the lab, which is that Valve VR tech demo thing. And he actually enjoyed that a whole lot. But yeah, he had some issues with VR, namely his glasses, I guess. Like I always switch to contact lenses when I'm messing with VR. But first he tried it like without his glasses, and then he was like, I can't see stuff that's far away. And I'm like, dude, yeah,
Weird.
You don't have your glasses on. So then he put his glasses on underneath there, and he was able to manage it okay, but it still wasn't ideal, I guess. But he had a neat time. I don't think he's going to be buying VR anytime soon just because, yeah, like he probably doesn't have the right setup for it anyway. But it was fun to force him to mess around with that shit. Yeah, I need to buy some more VR games. I almost got in on that deal that you did, DJ, the fucking Viveport thingy.
Right.
But yeah, but then I heard you talking about it, how you can only like play 5 games per month. And I was like, nah.
what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. The main reason I wanted it was for the Fallout 4 key, but even then I was like, I would still be playing Fallout 4. So yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. I need to cancel that subscription after this podcast.
Get that shit out of here.
Yeah. But yeah, that was basically it for VR. I did a whole bunch more phone games because that's all I played at the wedding. Even though I totally brought my Switch, but I was gonna play Switch with my buddies at their hotel room, but I accidentally got way too drunk on whiskey and we watched Mac and Me on Netflix.
Nice.
MST3K.
Nice.
Yeah. And apparently, I don't remember because I had too much, but I just kept saying, this movie's so fucked up over and over again.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because
you're not
it
wrong.
is, yeah. Yeah. So I didn't play Switch then.
You could have
but,
played on the roof.
This past...
You
Yeah, I
missed an
know,
opportunity.
really. I could have played it on the fort wall. I did Fortnite dances at the same time, too.
You could have played Fortnite on your Switch.
Yeah, on a fort, in a fort. That would have been... I can see why you did it, but I'm not going to play Fortnite, so whatever. Yeah, bunch more phone games, bunch more Dragalia Lost, and all my Idol Master bullshit. Dragalia Lost is still fun. They have an event going on right now, and I've gotten like 0 of the special characters. But that's okay, because I'm saving everything for Christmas. I'm not going to be fucked again like I was with Bang Dream. I'm saving my shit for the Christmas stuff, damn it. Yeah. Also, I got back together with those same friends this weekend. We had like a mini Thanksgiving. He got like 2 free turkeys from his work, like a smoked turkey and a fried turkey, which is
Whoa.
crazy. Yeah.
Just like, here's some free turkey.
Yeah, so we
Nice.
ate turkey, ate pie, and then we played Battle Circuit on the Switch to completion. We played that 3-player. It's like the last Capcom arcade beat 'em up they made. He bought that beat 'em up collection that Capcom put out recently. And that game is fucking weird. I don't want to say it's good either. It's kind of interesting, but it is, I don't know. It's no Streets of Rage 2. I'll just put it that way. Like, it's just weird. Like, all of the characters are really weird. There's this weird kind of Charlie's Angels mercenaries story, but also your superheroes. And it's just like one of the characters is a flying pink ostrich that has a little girl riding it. And it's not the little girl that's the main character. It's the ostrich.
Oh,
It's
okay.
yeah. It's a weird ass game. It was pretty fun to play, drinking eggnog, but I don't think I'm buying that Capcom beat 'em up collection.
I was sitting here looking at the Wikipedia page going, is this the same game? And then you said the giant pink ostrich with the girl in the back, and that's one of the screenshots. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird ass game for sure. Like, it was made in 1997, but people on the internet are all like, oh, the animations, blah, blah, blah. But I thought it looked pretty shitty, actually. Like, Streets of Rage 2, even though it's like way older, looks way better. So, whatever. What else did I play? A shit ton of Dragon Quest 11. That's what I played. A lot of it. That was the main thing I played.
On like the Switch?
No,
Where?
the Switch version isn't out yet. Yeah, but I've been playing it off of the Steam Link, playing it on my TV because we set up this thing in our living room. I have visual aid. This is a Kotatsu heater. It's a
awesome.
Japanese heater.
Alright.
Yeah.
You put it under
Look
like
at
a
the
table
children
or some
having
shit?
fun. Yeah,
They're so
exactly.
happy.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
sure your
was
cats love that,
being-
right?
They do. Yeah. I was being a super Japanophile playing it, but it says in here you're not allowed to have cats under the thing.
No cats.
Fuck
Wait,
that.
what are the pictures? You need to go a little closer.
Is that
for them.
their example of animals? It's just a cat?
That's good.
Love it.
Yeah, it literally says pet o kotatsu ni haire nai. Like, don't let your pets go under there. Don't let them enter.
And you're just
There's
like,
also another
fuck
great
you.
one. Yeah, no, that's like the whole point. This dude, it says, don't jump and dance around on this fucking thing.
Especially when your pets are
I guess I
eating
can
it.
understand that. Yeah, I can see like getting wasted and doing that maybe. And also, don't store your cans of spray paint underneath there with the
Yeah,
heater.
don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But I gotta warm them up, or else they get globby when I use them.
You gotta have them nice and liquid.
So the image there is like a squarish rectangular grate thing, right? Does that just sit on the floor? Do you attach that on the underside of the table? Where does that
Yeah,
sit?
you attach it to the underside of the table. I
Ah,
did a cheap American style thing. I got a coffee table at IKEA for $30 and just assembled
perfect.
that. Yeah, it came with like a magazine shelf that you put on like the bottom, and instead of attaching it to the bottom, it became a tabletop. So you have the regular coffee table, the fancy futon blanket, and
Oh,
then the
nice.
tabletop.
Put the thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Ah, that's smart.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save money on heating the house. So, yeah.
Hey, that's smart, legit way of doing it.
Yeah, so I'm being super Japanophile nerd with my heated table and beating Dragon Quest XI. Well, I say beating it. It rolled credits. I fought a boss that had two different forms. And when I saved it again, it had a star next to my save file. But I've been playing it some more and I keep getting story achievements. And they left a lot of shit unresolved after the technical credits, the ending. And I'm finally getting the answers to all of the story questions. So I don't know if they just were like, oh, Nier Automata was so cool with all their keep playing the game after it's over.
Right.
So we're going to do it now too.
The game really picks up an ending S.
Yeah, like
It's
I'm more
47
than
hours in, and it gets good. Trust me.
well, it when I was at the end credits, I had played for 100 hours and I didn't even do all the side quests, all the crafting. But it's a really good fucking game. Like I am like doing a really good job with the story and the characters. A whole bunch of character shit happened even after the credits. So I'm not regretting it. It's probably my favorite game of the year so far. Because it's taken up all my goddamn time too, so I haven't even
apparently.
played that many. Yeah, but that's a lot of fun, and I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm not sure how many more hours I have to go. I sneaked a peek at the Steam achievements, and it seems like I only have one more story-related achievement left. So
Oh,
that's good. Yeah, all of the story-related ones have a little book in the icon, so it's kind of easy to tell how far I am.
that's how you know.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So it won't be too much longer, hopefully. Who knows? Maybe this whole last story achievement section is going to take 30 hours. I don't know.
It probably will.
Yeah, it probably will.
Oh, I only have like one story thing left. 46 hours later.
Yeah.
Hey, you got an achievement.
I opened up a big giant ass dungeon that I apparently need to beat, and it's got multiple levels of difficulty and all this crap. So
Sounds like a JRPG.
yeah, but it's a really, really fucking good one. It's the best one I've played in a long time. It's my favorite Dragon Quest game for sure. But yeah, it's a JRPG for sure.
All right.
I don't know. I think that's all I played though. Yeah.
Okay.
I've fucking Dragon Quest taken up all my time.
Oh, cool. We're just gonna go right into the news then. We're not no news song, no nothing. We're going. How's that PlayStation Classic? Anybody play PlayStation Classic?
No,
I still
we were
have a
all smart.
PS1 and all my games. I'm not paying extra money for HDMI hookups. I have a converter box. Whatever.
There you go. Got that Framemeister.
No, I'm not. That's a shit ton of money. I'm not spending that. I got some cheapo one off of Amazon.
Nice.
But yeah,
All right,
Digital Foundry went through this and said the emulation was bad, which whatever. I'm not buying it.
So as someone who owns the SNES Classic, it's a fun little package, and they built their own emulation software in there, and by and large, the games run quite well on that thing. Even though it's like a limited amount of games, and it's a SNES, so the games aren't as nice looking
I was
as a
gonna say
PS1.
it's also a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some cool games there that like I'd never had a Super Nintendo, so like it's quite appealing to me to finally have like Mario RPG or fucking Earthbound. Was that on that thing?
Probably
I
Mm,
not.
think it was.
I believe so.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So
Nintendo
like, yeah,
actually put good games on their classic consoles. Forgot.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Final
So
Fantasy
like,
VI.
yeah. So to get to like the PS1 one and have like Ridge Racer 4
What, you don't want to
and
play Rainbow
fucking
Six? The
right,
original Rainbow Six for PlayStation?
fuck.
The port of a
Or like
PC version?
Rayman 1. Like, yeah, the nostalgia feels are not there for me yet for the PS1. And like the ones that I would feel nostalgic for are like, I've heard arguments of why they couldn't get it on. Like Tony Hawk's, they're just not going to get it on. There's too many licenses to deal with to get that thing rebought and remade. And then like seeing multiple instances of like them just fucking up, of like having half their games PAL over NTSC, which means
Yeah, that's
that
terrible.
at that time that was a legitimate thing where games would run at like a third of something like 9 or 15% slower than the actual NTSC games, which is kind of bad. And then to do like Tekken, the fighting game, as PAL
Yeah.
being slower, it's
I
dumb.
don't.
And then
I don't
like
understand
seeing
how the emulation is bad when they used a
right.
a decent emulator, because they
So to
used
go back to
PCSX, like
SX,
rearmed.
I think it's SX.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the ARM edition.
Oh, as an ARM Cortex. Now I understand
Yeah,
that.
it's as an
Okay.
ARM, right? The ARM processor, ARM. Yeah.
Right. So to use something pre-made,
And they
and then
used
still get it so wrong.
PAL ISO.
Yeah, and like getting it so wrong, like Digital Foundry, like later on in one of their video YouTube things, they I like Digital Foundry because they like put in their work. Like they get PS2s running emulated software. They have the original PlayStation doing like frame analysis as well. They have like even a PSP running these emulated games and
Oh
doing
right, I
frame
remember.
analysis.
I forgot that the PSP could do that, because I forgot that
Right.
I downloaded some software and a PlayStation ISO and put it onto my PSP.
Yeah, or like I don't know if it's Vita TV or whatever, but you could also play PlayStation games there, and having like
Oh, that's right.
seeing like Ridge Racer's frame analysis of like a solid 30 frames per second, like no dips, no stuttering or changes or anything, happened on the original thing and like the PSP, and then the PlayStation Classic like dipping sometimes to 20 frames,
It's
and like even
shameful,
when
man.
it's no, but like the craziest thing is like even when it's got like a actual 30 frames per second going at the same time, you can see this little wavy line constantly dipping up and down, like not enough to change the frame per second count to like 29 or 31 consistently, but it freaks out with what you're visually seeing, so it's like almost stutters,
Yeah,
or
the
like
the
you
frame
just
timing is weird. Yeah.
yeah, it just you just assume there's some lag there, or it just looks slower and unsmooth. It's like having VSync or like having G-Sync turned on to a game. It just smooths everything out. And like they just turned it off with this PlayStation Classic. That happens a lot with games that they emulated in this thing, because I guess they had to rush it out with like a anniversary or some shit that was occurring very soon now. But like they should have
There's an
delayed it.
event called the Holidays, and their
Yeah,
competitors
Christmas.
named Nintendo made a console called the SNES Classic that was very successful, and they also made one before, and they needed to cash in on that shit. Neo Geo's getting in on this game already. Sony can't be caught
Yeah.
slipping. And the Neo Geo one sucks too.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't
Uh,
know. Yeah, it's a shame. Like it's fun to see a PS1 classic idea, and then like it just not being utilized well. That being said, I would still want them to do a PS2 classic, mostly because I never actually had that console, and that like had the biggest library for probably any like game console that was created.
if
Good,
they,
good library. Sorry,
yeah,
good library.
yeah. If they did do a PS2 classic and it was hackable, I would
Right.
possibly pick that up because my ancient fat PS2 has a dying disk drive. So
Ah,
I would probably do that. You got to be able to read the discs to be able to put it on the hard drive. So
Yeah, I found that
yeah,
out too with
even that
the
isn't helping. Yeah.
Xbox. Turns out if your disc is fucked, it won't work. Remember how
Yeah.
that? Remember
that's a
how
shame.
discs? Remember discs, y'all? Anybody?
Remember that fun thing that people were finding with the 360 where if you moved it while it was flat to sideways,
It'd leave a
it would
big
just like
gouge in your
burn the
Yes.
shit out
the
of you.
disc. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was fun.
Yep, that was fun.
I saw somebody do that in person once and
I
I was
saw
like,
that
"Oh
too.
god, no. Stop." Yeah. And it was bad.
You guys remember when they marketed the 360 as something you could stand on its end when the bottom is the main air intake, and that probably caused a lot of the red rings?
Yep. Yep.
Yay.
But hey, changeable front plates. That was cool, right?
It could have been
It could have,
cool if they
yeah.
had yeah,
They didn't
they were
suck.
all super shitty looking. Yeah.
They
Except
were.
for I think the only cool one I've seen is the one that they gave out at the launch party. I was like, that looks cool.
But even
Why do all the other ones suck?
even then, like the rest of the console was like all white, and like you'd have to fucking like hide it with a towel or some shit to move the front,
You
so you
need the
don't see the
towel.
white.
After it starts
Yeah.
red ringing, you have to
There,
wrap
yeah,
the
you gotta
towel
wrap it in
around
the
it
towel. You gotta
anyway.
put it in the oven, and then you gotta. Shit. I'm looking at
How many of yours?
the Super Nintendo Classic lineup, and damn, like
It's actually not bad,
it's
right?
pretty fucking good. They got pretty much everything I could think of.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really pay attention to this thing when it came out, so I'm just looking at it now.
It's got the Buster Bust Loose on it, or at least my friend
like-
does. After he hacked it, he
Oh.
put that Tiny Toons game on there.
Yeah, I need to get around to doing that. For homebrew games, of course. Yep.
Oh
Just the
yeah,
homebrew
To
stuff.
run
that I make.
homebrew, yeah.
man, whatever. I own that cart. I don't care. I have a Super Nintendo Flash cart. I don't need that
Nice.
shit. But
And
yeah.
You guys
I'll
want to
just
talk about
remind
loot
everyone.
boxes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about loot boxes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about loot boxes.
Okay.
The FTC chairman is pledging to investigate video game loot boxes, which they should, because loot boxes are fucking bullshit.
At least the
And-
way most games do them on console, for sure.
Yeah. So I didn't add these, so
I did. My bad.
I should have read them, but I didn't. So I've only been seeing headlines like over the past week.
But yeah, there was a big FTC meeting before the Senate Commerce Subcommittee on Consumer Protection, and the senator from New Hampshire asked to investigate loot boxes, and he said, "Okay." So that's all that there is really about that. Like, there's no real information about what they're going to do yet, but they are going to investigate it. And then the ESA put out a statement saying, like, "Hey, no, it's not gambling. It's fine.
Yes,
Loot
it
boxes-
is.
But all of the items don't have any monetary value, which is a bunch of bullshit because I could link you guys to this website out of Thailand selling Idolmaster accounts with
I could
specific SSRs and shit.
Oh,
And then there's like the Valve marketplace with
yeah, I was
all
just
the
gonna say I
Dota
can just send you a
skins and
link to the marketplace. Just here you go. It's
yeah, like if they have no monetary value, why would they even sell them in the first place? Like, or just the fact that you are selling them shows that they do have a monetary value. So whatever on that statement to me. The IGDA, the Independent Game Developers Alliance, their executive in charge of that alliance put out a call to action, which basically has like 3 separate guidelines that they think the video game industry could do to help, help with the whole loot box thing. One of them is disclose the odds of your getting items in a loot box, which I mean, that's standard in Japan and China. It should be standard here. It's kind of crazy it isn't. Also, they want to have a parental like education thing with the ESRB, put out ads saying like, hey parents, here's all of the like, you can lock your kid's account in this way so they can't make extra purchases, stuff like that. And the third thing, let me click because I totally forgot.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Steam Market. Yeah, there's a souvenir MP7 for as a CS:GO item, and these items are dropped during the majors. So if you're watching on like Twitch, you might get one of these like during a match. And this one is from the EMS 2014 EMS1 Katowice. That was like a 4-year-old item.
Yeah.
It says it was dropped during the group stage match between Vox Eminor and 3D Max. And this guy wants $1,800 for it.
Whoa.
And there are 42 requests to buy it $7.06 or lower.
like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, okay. The third thing they recommend for the video game industry is that they want everybody to affirm an industry commitment to not market loot boxes to children, which I mean, that sounds fine to me. But also, who do you think is buying all those Fortnite well, I guess it's technically a battle pass now. The loot boxes are only in like the single player campaign, but
It
still.
is technically the kids' parents. They're the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be at least. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but they can grab payment information out of mommy's purse or whatever,
Yup.
and then mommy calls up all super pissed.
like, what the fuck?
But yeah, stuff is going on with loot boxes, and people are actually starting to freak out now that the government might actually do something about it. And Australia is also now thinking about doing something about loot boxes after they did a 5-month study. They had a commission look at all of the stuff on loot boxes, and they decided it meets all of the psychological components for gambling. They're not sure about the monetary value part, but they are going to recommend the government look into it further now. So they didn't just like dismiss it and say like, no, it's fine, it's cool, it's not gambling. They want to look some more. So that's what they're going to do.
And keep in mind, Artifact just recently released as well. It's the Dota 2 card game, where you have to buy into that game first of all, and then you also can buy card packs, and those card packs are RNG as well, and then you can totally sell them on said marketplace. So it's like it's
Yep.
still happening. Like
Sweet.
brand new games are still coming out with said items.
And I mean, I've seen some people argue, well, what about regular trading card games? Should those come under investigation? And I mean, I don't know if people decide that's gambling. Like you can sell real magic cards for real money too. Like, I don't know. it's interesting to me as like a nerd, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't spent any money on loot boxes in a while, but I probably will for that Dragalia Lost Christmas event. So whatever. I'm a hypocrite. It's fine. They at least tell you the rates though. they at least have a real percentage thing. But one thing that's kind of evil about Dragalia Lost is that it will actually bump up your percentage the more you spend and not get a character like a fancy 5-star character. It'll up the rates further, encouraging you to spend more until you actually get it. So that's kind of interesting as like a no, it's totally not gambling, but
It might kind of be still.
yeah, it might be preying upon the same shit. So yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I also haven't
Sorry.
bought loot boxes in a while. Have you been keeping up with Overwatch events?
No.
Let's say I haven't either.
I mean, I played during Halloween. I haven't played the new character. I'll probably play again at Christmas just because, I don't know, I need something else I can play with Gary besides Warframe. But
Right.
yeah.
What about Destiny 2? Did you guys cash in on that free Destiny 2 at the time? Do you not care for Destiny
I
anymore?
mean, I bought base Destiny
Right.
2, and
Oh, you did.
if I could, I could spend $60 now and get all of that previous DLC, which at first I was like, okay, maybe, but then I was like, do I really want to play more Destiny? And I was like, no, I don't
think you
like
want
the
to play more
raid.
Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll get it right with Destiny 3. No.
Every weekend I see our raid groups in Destiny going like, hey, we should raid. We've got it. Like, we've got most of the people here. We only need 1 or 2 more.
And then like 6 hours later, they
always
come
have
back.
5
It's
out
like
of 6.
they come back. I didn't get the thing I wanted. Nobody got the thing they
It's-
wanted. It's like you okay.
Or they just don't even get around to raiding because they
Or
always
they-
have 5 out of 6
yeah.
people. Yeah, like it seems like it's a nightmare struggle to try and raid currently with our group of friends.
But I did sign up for that Anthem beta, so
Oh
I'll
shit!
see
I
what
should have
that's
done
like.
that.
I was able to sign up for it finally. Like their site, even like 24 hours after they opened up signups for it, their site was still fucking garbage and not working correctly. But I was able to get in, and who knows if I will actually even get to play it. But
Yeah,
whatever.
I hope
that's
so.
coming up soon.
It's next
I
weekend.
kind of want to play that one.
I want to play it so I can be like, this sucks, and I don't want to spend
Right.
$60.
I just want to see what it is. Like I've seen like gameplay, but it's just like, okay, well, what is this though? Like what is it? Like, okay, cool, you got some sweet suits and you fly around and shoot stuff. Okay. Like what else is
What
there?
does it actually
Like, what is
feel like to play?
Anthem?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it looks cool. I'm sure I'll play it. I'll try it out. I'm not gonna be like, this game sucks because it's in alpha. It's like a closed alpha, like an alpha ass alpha, not like a glorified demo. Fallout 76 bullshit.
I didn't put that news story about the lawsuit in there, but
Oh, should we need to talk? We need to talk about the canvas bag
What
thing.
one?
oh, sure.
You want to talk about the canvas bag thing? This thing.
Sure.
It just
Don't
keeps
buy
getting,
collector's editions.
it just keeps getting
Don't
worse.
do it.
It just keeps getting fucking worse. So
They sent out the fancy bags to some people, but
to the important people. So okay, anybody who doesn't follow stuff as closely as we do, there was a as part of one of the collector's editions. I believe it was like the $200 tier. And it's the one
yeah,
you get the helmet with and stuff, and it's supposed to come with a canvas bag, like a canvas duffel bag. But people got their collector's editions, and it turns out, nope, it's a nylon bag. It's a really cheap ass nylon bag that they, yeah. And then
Thin.
somebody,
and unusable.
yeah, somebody got a hold of their customer support, and the customer support agent had apparently been fielding lots of those questions and was just kind of over it and just said, "Hey, we're sorry you don't like it. It turned out that stuff was too expensive to make, so you got a nylon bag. We're not going to do anything about it." Like he or she was just not having it anymore. And then Bethesda came out on Twitter and they're like, "Yo, that's just one customer rep. They don't represent us." And then they basically said, "Yeah, but we're not doing anything about it."
Yeah.
Basically just
and
kind of
we're-
agreed.
They didn't change, like, if they had changed, like, the wording or something on the package or the website that they sold it on and, like, "Hey, oh, it's gonna be a nylon bag, not a canvas," like, whatever, but no, they never did that, and their make good was to give
Yeah.
$5 of in-game currency.
That's so good.
What's funny is you
$5.
can't even with the 500 atoms or whatever the fuck, you can't even get the cosmetic that has a canvas bag. There's a mailman, like you're a mailman, and he has a bag. He has like a messenger bag, and you can't even get that with the 500. It's like you can get
That's so good.
like a plant and some other shit for your house,
Like a door.
and
I
like a
think
door.
that's the
So,
one.
Wow.
yeah, some dumb bullshit. And then, like a couple days ago, it turns out somebody comes out and says, "Hey, I'm a YouTuber, and they sent us all of these really nice canvas bags." Like,
Yeah,
they didn't.
For free.
of course.
I'll give them this. It doesn't. The bag that they got is not the same, as it doesn't look anything
Yeah.
like the one that they put in the ads. But still, it's a canvas bag, and they cited like material shortages and like it was too expensive or some shit like that. But then they went and they fucking made them and gave them all to the YouTube influencers. It's like,
Well, I'm sure they had a lot more on the marketing budget for that game than for anything else.
probably,
like,
considering they
yeah.
had to have known it was just nobody's gonna fucking like this game.
Like,
Yeah.
I've seen the commercial and it's like live action, like that fancy Destiny commercial. And wow, it totally misrepresents the game so much. Like, I wish we had that UK rule where you have to show like actual gameplay for video game commercials
Right.
because it's fucking ridiculous.
That's hilarious. I love live action commercials that don't have like any gameplay
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Hey, like the Borderlands VR
exclusive.
commercial that has
I
been
haven't
floating
seen
around.
that.
It's just this
No, I
lady
haven't
puts on a
seen it either.
PSVR headset, and then it like cuts
Perfect.
to like a first person view of one of the people from Borderlands, and it's all clearly just CG, and then it even says not game footage in the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
like-
Yep.
Okay, because that's not going to completely suck. That's not
Let
going to
me
be
guess.
VR tacked onto Borderlands 2.
Well, I actually did see like an in-depth video where they have like real hands and stuff. Like, it does seem like they're putting more work into that VR version than like the
more than
Bethesda
Bethesda did.
stuff. Yeah, but
AAA VR
I think it's
game. Get the
PlayStation
fuck outta here.
exclusive, and I already bought Borderlands 2. Yeah, so I mean, I kind of want to play it though. I'm terrible.
I'm not spending $60 on it though.
No.
No.
If they like released a DLC like Galgun 2 on Steam, Galgun 2 recently got a VR DLC for like
Oh,
Oh
$6.
shit! Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes, I'm tempted to get it.
I
I
gotta
know.
get that
I know.
now. Next Christmas sale, I'm 100% getting that. Then I can stream
Yeah.
it on this channel.
They have a
No,
special
no, you cannot
mode.
stream it on this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have a special mode in the VR version where you can get all extra creepy with the ladies
Go on.
and look at them. Yeah. You can move around and look at them from all sorts of different angles.
That's
I
enough.
think it's also touching. So
Of course, yep.
yeah.
Do they change the ones for hands? So the touching.
I
can
believe
get-
so. Yes. I
Good.
didn't watch a video.
They'd fucking
but
better if you make a VR game and you're still. That's one thing that pisses me off. It's a really small thing, but it's like if you make a VR game and you look at your hands in VR and they're just controllers, what the fuck are you even doing? Like, the point of VR is to make a game that's supposed to be immersive, right? You look at your game, oh look, they're just floating controllers in front of me. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
Oh god. It's called Doki Doki VR mode, the DLC. That's great. Doki Doki.
That's good. I'm excited because I remember when Galgun VR came out, I was about to get it as a joke purchase, but like it's a very reduced format of Galgun. So I was like, I'm not even gonna buy this because it's like something like 4 missions or something dumb, and like there's not enough in there.
Yeah, no,
Whereas
this DLC is
full game,
just they converted the full Galgun 2
good.
experience, and they put in an extra mode, the Doki
Ooh,
Doki stuff. Let me read this from their store page.
good, good.
Interact with your favorite characters anytime you like, from any distance you like, and from any angle. Get in close and you might just get a hug or a slap in the face. You may even be able to see, well, you know.
I
God,
know. I know.
you can
We all
see it.
know. they show it.
Yes. Yep. They show it.
Great.
Can I get a reverse bird's eye view?
Probably.
Think about it.
I don't
You just gotta
I
get
don't
get like a
know.
stool and stand on it and like.
Oh. Yeah, just
No,
lay down on the
reverse bird's
floor.
eye.
It's
Yeah,
VR,
that's
man.
it.
It's VR, man.
Mary's
Anything's
got it.
possible.
You need to be laying down.
Lay down on the floor. Jesus.
I want to go to Twitch and see like the game Galgun 2 and see some guy just on the floor, hands in the air, just fucking waiting. That'd be perfect.
So yeah,
Well,
VR is a nightmare.
All right.
I mean, maybe my brother wouldn't mind stuff flying at him if it was Galgun 2.
Those anime titties.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so while we're still talking about VR and like head-mounted displays, the U.S. Army has awarded Microsoft a $480 million contract for their HoloLens tech. What?
Yeah, they want to have AR readouts like on soldiers in the battlefield eventually. They want to have a HUD that will allow, quote, remote viewing of weapon sights, thermal and night vision, physical assessment of the wearer, including heart rate, concussion detection, and breathing rate. And they're also going to use it for training. The Army said they're doing this to improve soldiers' lethality, mobility, and situational awareness, which, I mean,
can't have a whole lot of situational
crazy.
awareness when the FOV on that thing is like 12. I got all the situational awareness right about here. And that's about it. Anything else, you might get the jump on me.
But yeah, that's really nuts that they're doing like future soldier tech with all this. Like maybe they'll integrate HoloLens into mech suits or something later on. Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah. Powered exoskeletons and shit. I don't know. It's just crazy that somebody's using that stuff for that kind of purpose. But I guess it makes sense because I know they use 360 controllers to operate drones in the military. So, yeah. Just thought it was weird.
They probably didn't need to use the word lethality in their response.
I mean, that's what soldiers are there for.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Just seems kind of weird to whatever. Is there anything else?
Military spending is weird.
Anything else happened in video games this week or the last 2 weeks or whenever the last time we recorded was?
No, I'm trying to look at other news sites and I can't really think of anything. I guess the only other thing is what we can talk about in the future because well, the Game Awards is coming up and it's going to happen before our next recording.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It actually looks okay. It's happening December 6th and naturally it's Pacific time, so I should be asleep while it's occurring.
Sure.
But yeah, it seems like they've actually got like a bunch of people there. Like, hey, Christoph Waltz is there. The Russo brothers are going to be there to present awards.
Is Christoph Waltz just there to promote the Battle Angel Alita movie? Because
Oh,
I
really?
can't think of. Yeah, he's in that as like the
Okay,
main scientist guy that
that
takes
makes
care of
sense.
Gally. Yeah, or Alita in the American version. But
Right.
that's weird. Maybe he'll be in a video game. I don't know.
Hopefully.
The guy who has some very hot takes about the Oscars is gonna be back.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
good.
gonna be like a co-host
Yeah.
apparently or something.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
presenting or
wow.
something like
Yeah.
that, so that'll be great. The lady who always did the Ubisoft things, um, oh, I'm forgetting
Aisha
her
Tyler?
name. Girlwood. Yeah, Aisha Tyler. She's gonna present. Like,
Great.
they've got some names like Christoph Waltz that you're just like, oh no, but like they've kept it game or pop culture related, and I think that's cool presenter wise. It's not like, hey, here's this random, like, here's Sylvester Stallone because we managed to get him for no reason. Like,
It's not
don't
like
like
those.
that.
Well, actually, these were like the Spike
Yeah,
TV
this,
ones
yeah,
They
originally,
were,
huh?
yeah.
and
Then they went away for a little
the
bit. And they came back.
they did, yeah. Um, the Devil May Cry band is gonna be there as well to produce
Oh,
Yeah.
music and stuff.
sweet.
Yeah, that might be all right. Well, I mostly bring this up because this is probably better than E3 for premieres and stuff at this point, to
Oh
be
yeah, I mean
honest.
now the
So
E3 might as well be
yeah,
fucking dead at this point.
so yeah, like they've already announced like an Obsidian Entertainment World premiere of a new RPG. Um, what else do you think might be there? I think there's another trailer for Anthem coming out there. What are you
Uh,
thinking is
that
going to be there?
Square Enix Avengers game, I'm pretty sure they're going to show some kind of trailer there because they have people that are involved in Avengers. I don't remember exactly who, but I remember seeing something about it on Twitter.
I think it is the Russo brothers or something like that. I think they're the two that make the Avengers film.
Okay, well, yeah, that would totally make sense then because we were wondering where it was at E3. But other than that, I don't know. Like that From Software game they announced there last year, that totally surprised me. I wasn't expecting that.
Are we gonna get any hot Sega Saturn games? They're just gonna be like, hey, it's out right now. Like this is the first you've ever heard of this game, and it's out right now.
Oh, speaking of Sega, I guess there's also Kind of Funny. That's it from Greg, Game Over Greggy. Didn't want to say that, but I can't remember his actual name. So something
Greg
Greg
Miller.
or Greg something. Greg
Yeah.
Miller, that man, from Kind of Funny Gaming has
Video,
like
yes.
a thing like the night before or some shit, and like Yakuza, Sega and Yakuza's branch of Sega announced that they're gonna say something there. So hopefully we
Hmm.
actually get like Yakuza Kiwami PC date.
Oh, okay,
And
sure, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
that would be good. And also, I bet they're going to announce like PS4 versions of Yakuza 3 and 4,
that's what some people
and
are
also
hoping.
PC probably.
Some people are hoping Kiwami 2 on PC. And if Kiwami 2's on PC, then you kind of just default assume 6 will be on PC.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
yeah. But I don't want to have to use my PS3 anymore to eventually finish
Yes.
3 and 4. So if I could play those on PC eventually, that would be great.
Two questions. Is 3 and 4 using the 6 engine?
No. It's
Is it using
using
the 0?
Yes. Well, it's actually even before that because they were on the PS3. Like it's the
Right.
same engine that Zero is based off of, but it's lower res and stuff. I believe it's the same core engine. Like that actually switched with 6, but it doesn't look as fancy because it's a PS3 game. So, yeah.
Oh, so my second question, I guess, relates to this. Is Yakuza 5 on PS4? And is that like a port business of like you can play this PS3 game on PS4? Is that how it's running?
I think it's still. I think 5 was a PS3 game too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not on PS4 right now either. So yeah, a bundle with all 3 of those games would be good because I don't think they would go to the effort of making Kiwami versions when they could just like upscale it, upres it.
Yeah, I swear there was a. Oh well, never mind. I just tried to Google Yakuza 5 on PS4, and I swear there was a way of like because you can play some PS3 games on the PS4 now via emulation or something from the PlayStation Network. I swear they did
I
something
thought it
along
was
the
just
lines of
like
Yakuza
PS
5's.
Now
Oh,
stuff,
maybe.
the streaming crap.
But now I'm also reading stuff of like Yakuza 3 to 5 remasters are coming to PS4. So maybe
Okay.
they're like actually remastering.
Well, that's like the same as like the Final Fantasy X HD,
Right.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, I doubt it'll be like a full fancy version like the Kiwami
Yeah.
versions.
I think you're right, and it's largely the same games, but just a higher resolution or something along those
Yeah.
Just
lines.
upres and some high res textures,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
But as for like stuff they could announce and be like, you can play it now, the thing that I could see like happening would be a stupid Fortnite event or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Or maybe an indie game, but I doubt it because you would want to market your game before that. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know, if you put it on the Game Awards, you're gonna get a lot of views on that thing. If it looks cool, then you'll succeed. If it looks like some indie trash, you'll get mocked. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well,
probably.
I just want to see what kind of train wreck shit is going to happen because that's what
Yeah.
I watch award shows for is just
That's fair.
it fucking up and being bad.
Especially the Game Awards. Like, I don't think it'll happen this year, but I was very fond of the times when, like, maybe the first, like, 8 rows were filled with people, and then, like, the
Yeah.
auditorium was largely empty afterward.
And it kept like emptying out the longer it went
Yeah.
on too.
People just fucked off when their bits were done.
It's like, nah, I'm done. I'm done.
And like what other goofy medley video game live performances are they gonna have? Like, I don't know. And who's gonna be my favorite part is trying to figure out who's wasted on stage.
Right.
So
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it. We don't have anything else. We're gonna bring it home here. This has been Robin's Over Baghdad, episode 148. You can catch us on iTunes. If you are listening to the audio version, you can catch us on twitch.tv/Roms Over Baghdad every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Now we have moved forward an hour for the Englishman's sake.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, you can catch us all on Twitch and Twitter. Just go the social medias. We're out there. Hit us up.
hit that bell.
Hit the bell. Smash that like button. Smash that. We'll see you guys next week.